I think it was a trend one time when Nigerians used to just say darling, oh my darling, right? Or was it one person? Anywho, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 92.3 Nigeria Info's Hello Port Harcourt. It's another Friday, baby. All right, kicking it off. As always, Jude in the studio wearing shorts. I can't shout for nobody. It's not stopping. I don't think, even my wife can't stop me from wearing shorts. I think she's given up. I was like, whatever, just as long as you don't go naked, Anyway, so we're here, airtime, let's see, let's write that down. Your line. It has been credited. Aha. With airtime. Here we go. Oh, okay. All right. Airtime. Okay. All right. Here we go. Aha. TGIF, baby. Anywho, let's get straight to it. Now, during the holidays, for those of you who have, kind of like good family or good friends, right? Something usually happens that a lot of parents, particularly those of you who have the terrible twos and the dangerous teens, right? So if you have a child between that two to like 5 years of age, and then when the children get into their teens, so like say from 11, 12, that age, something really interesting happens. What is it that happens? So, let me tell you. You know how you will go to the village, or you go and visit your neighbor, or you go and visit your family friend, and maybe your kids and their kids are very close, and then they spend maybe a night or two, right? Or the grandparents, invite you guys. Oh, come over, Christmas, whatever, Easter, bring children over. Then all of you now carry your two left legs, enter grandma's house or grandpa's house. And then your plan is to spend, give or take, a week or 4 days. Sometimes some of you would drop your children at grandma's house or grandpa's house, or at Auntie Kim's house, or at Auntie Oluchi's house, or Uncle James's house, right? You drop your children, all right? In your mind, okay, let me have like 2 or 3 days of rest. After like 3 or 4 days, like I'm missing my children. You not probably even call. I'm coming to pick my kids, and okay, fine, I'm waiting for you. You now reach the house. Problem. What's the problem? Your child, whom you gave birth to, is saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to go home. I don't want to leave grandma. I don't want to leave Auntie Kim. Like I said, these two ages, that 2 to 5, and then from 10, 11, 12, 13, right? Very terrible times for parents. So if you have those terrible twos, 2 to 5, for example, you see the baby will cry, the baby's hugging the grandfather. I've seen some very emotional videos where the grandfather or the grandmother is struggling to let go of their grandbaby. The grandchild is crying, the grandchild is pulling. Sometimes the grandchild will run to the car. Sometimes I saw one where the baby tried to open the door, and the grandmother said, that's it, I give up. Just pack the girl's bags and we're just going. We're leaving you. And the owner of the child, the mother of the child is like, Tani, what's going on? Why are you making it look like I don't breastfeed you or something? Why we have food in our house? Why are you going over to this woman? What's going on? And then you'll be looking at your child be looking at you like you're an alien. You're like, why? Now you see, I remember this because when we were younger, and I think this was just before we got into secondary school, we had this auntie, this family friend of ours, right? She and my mom were very close, Auntie Chibuzo, very, very close. Now, something happened that was to forever change my life, and indeed the life of my brothers. So one day after church, we went to our house, right? We went to our house. My mom would say, okay, let's drop Auntie Chibuzo home. And then we go. We got in. And those days, it was very customary that when you receive people, particularly when you receive children, come in, take water, or take biscuit, or something. So we got in. Her house was big, right? We got into the house. She brought rice and fish. We were not big on fish in my house. My parents never really liked ice fish. They like catfish. So by that, we go to the village, buy catfish. Anyway, long story short, she gave us rice and shiny, or is this skumbia? Fried skumbia. I don't know how, but that was it. My brothers and I, we just sat down there. We brought our Monopoly that we don't have in our house, right? And we started playing. Time to go. Problem. And so from that day, I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday afternoons became a ritual. You will see us shouting, "Mommy, we want to go to Auntie Chibuzo's house." There were no other children. No. It was just us, Auntie Chibuzo, Rice, and Shiny or Skumbia, and Monopoly or chess, or just she used to have those small board games, and that was it. We will spend sometimes 6, 8 hours, 8 o'clock in the night. My father and my mother are begging us, "Come, let us go home." No, it's Auntie Chibuzo or nothing else. This particular issue, ladies and gentlemen, has led to some people actually staying with their grandmother, their aunties for long. You think it's a joke? Ask my neighbor who one day went to Christmas and that was it. The father and the mother will now be begging their own child, their own son, "Please come home." We were on close 8 in Elekaya Estate. The uncle was somewhere at Secular Road. They now started to beg their own child to come home. How do you handle children who, for some weird reason, decide, "You know what, I don't like mommy again"?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Hello, Bonhart. Hello, boy for Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH. And then please send us a message. We'd love to hear or read your comments on this subject this morning. The message number is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right, very simple question. How do you respond when your child or your children decide, "You know what, they don't want to come back"? Yeah, "Come, holiday is over. No, we want to stay here. We don't want to come back home. But your clothes are here. Don't worry, mommy. We'll wear this cloth. We'll not go back." Good morning, Jude. That was Eukarya, the actress that year. Oh, hey. Now Eukarya, Abby, they said darling. Okay. So she can draw for Africa. So it has to be Tony Umez. Is it Tony Umez? All right, this one says, Jude, good morning. I'm just laughing here because my son just did this a few weeks ago. We went to the village and on our way back, it was a big hassle. We decided to leave her with my sister and he just got back yesterday. These children can embarrass you. Yes, it can be embarrassing, really. Oh. It really can be embarrassing. Like, you have a house. They feed, in fact, I haven't thought about this until last night, right? They used to, it wasn't like they weren't giving us food in my house. We had food. We also had friends. But every Sunday, I will never forget. Then and Tuesday used to stay at what's the street in Rumasi? Before the morning market, there's a street on the right that takes you, if you take the back road, it takes you to Shell, back of Shell IA. Oh, why is my brain slow this morning? I remember the street. Anyway, so every Sunday it got so bad. It got so bad that when we were even in secondary school, sometimes we would just leave our house to go and look for Aunt Chibuzo. If you ask me why now, the only thing I can remember was rice and fried fish. That was it. That was it. That was what made us children decide to leave our own parents. Weird. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome back. It's Friday, people. And this morning we are talking about children and their shenanigans. And the way they just somehow just I don't know. Just wake up one day and your children look like the ones that gave birth to you. Anyway, so we're talking about children on holidays, and my question is, how do you respond to a child or children that would not want to return home from the holidays? They've spent 1 or 2 weeks, with their cousins, in Benin, in Abuja, it doesn't necessarily have to be the village, but they've just spent time away from you, and the return home becomes a problem. Sometimes you entice. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why I find it even more intriguing now that I'm much older is because, like I said, we had a neighbor, right, back then, who just sent the children, like, okay, go and spend the weekend, at your cousin's house. My cousin used to be 3 or 4 streets away, in the Lekaya estate. See, that 3-4 weeks turned out to be about 6 months or so, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the parents literally, they were in their house. It wasn't like their house caught fire. Nothing happened. They just sent the children, go to the weekend, and then the children I really don't know what it is right now. But they seemed happier to be with their cousins and, that particular uncle than they were at home. Come home. No. Come and carry your clothes. No. We were fine here. Don't worry. Yes, it was their uncle. Yes, the parents would always go and drive and see them and whatnot. They